everyone, and welcome back to Lauren's Take. Okay, so I think we may have found the perfect place in my room to do these videos. This is going to be my ranking of my top 8 books for 2023. I told you all that I would definitely be doing this video. I think it's just exciting. I just wanted to kind of look back at all the books that I read that were specific to 2023. I think I told y'all in another video or a video earlier that I've been rereading a lot this year. It was something that I really wanted to do last year, but school was school, it just was not happening. But again, this year I read a total of 54 novels, really 53 because they counted me reading Shadow and Bone as I think I read a little bit on the Kindle, and so then they included that, and I was like, oh, okay, anyway. But that was the only weird thing. So technically 53 novels, but either way, it was a really busy year for reading. I read a lot of new books, some books that may have came out in years past, some books that, were rereads again. But all of these books are books that came out in 2023 specifically. I think what's so great about this year is we got 2 Percy Jackson verse books, and of course they're both on this list. It's just going to be can you guess where they're going to be on the list? But anyway, before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and let's get into it. Alright, so number 8 on the list. I actually don't have a handheld copy of this novel. It was an advanced reader's copy, but it is House of Marion by J.L. Okay, so I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. I don't know if it's Marion or Marianne. But either way, I really loved this novel. I thought it was so good. Black female main character. It was fantasy. It was debutante. It was, secrets. It was magic, black magic, all the things. The funny thing was, when I read the book, I think I gave it 4.25 stars or something, because there are some moments that the pacing was off at times, but overall, the fact that I kept thinking back to that novel made me realize, oh wait, I really enjoyed this novel more than I thought I did. And it was really good. I just really enjoyed it. I think what was great about it and why I picked it up, or why I was like, hey, I would like to read this, is because the advanced reader's copy, or the description of the novel told me that all of the characters were morally gray. And I kind of vibed with that, because I feel like those stories are so much more you can't really always be on someone's side. You can't always be against someone. I think it's always great because then no one is perfect. And I think that's so perfect, because I don't think everyone in the world is that way. So I think, or not everyone in the world, pretty much everyone in the world is morally gray. It depends on what may be at stake. I don't know. There's some people who are genuinely good, but I don't know for most people. So I think that's kind of what I loved about it. And it was just really nice to see it in a kind of dark academia vibe. So it was doing a lot of great things, and I really enjoyed it. And we love having a black female main character, yes, and a black female author, yes. We need to read more of those novels, but I really truly enjoyed that. So that's number 8 on my top books of 2023. Now number 7 on the list is Thank You for Sharing by Rachel Runya Katz. I really loved that novel. It's also an advanced reader's copy, so I don't actually have the handheld novel, but really enjoyed this novel. It was just a cute rom-com vibe novel, kind of adult, and it was just I love how I said kind of adult. It was adult. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute, really I just enjoyed it. And I was excited to read more love stories this year, specifically pure just romance novels. And that was one of them, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I said this in my my review on Goodreads, that this novel, what I loved about it is both of the characters were half Jewish. And then the main female character was half black, and the male character was half Korean. So they were half Jewish, half black, half Jewish, half Korean. And I thought that was really cool. And it helped teach me a little bit more about the Jewish faith, and kind of what happens when people who are not fully Jewish, what is their experience like? So I really liked seeing that kind of mixed race identity represented. I thought that was really great. And then being able to see how they, honor the faith aspect of being Jewish as well. So I thought that was really cool. And I read this back in May. No, it was early 2023. I just know that was earlier 2023, not smack dab in the beginning, but definitely earlier 2023. But I really enjoyed it, so yeah. All right, so number 6 on the list is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. So, okay, it hurts me to put her at number 6, but the reason this is at number 6 is, again, as y'all, for those who have watched my review video on Swordcatcher, it's the first book in the series. It was a lot of world building. It took a long time for our main characters to even meet, for there to be drama. And it was slow. This one was slow, but I really enjoyed it overall. Again, it was kind of like with House of Marion. I kept coming back to it, kept thinking about it. And I'm like, crap, I may want to reread. When I like really reflected on how good of an experience I had reading it. I will also say this had a lot of morally great characters, and I love that about it. But yeah, I think it was just, it could have been better, but it's still number 6. It's not last. And just because House of Marion is number 8, that doesn't mean that it's last, because there were other 2023 books that I read that I liked, but I wouldn't have put them in the list. So don't think that's last. It's just in my top 8. So yeah, that's what I think about Swordcatcher. All right, number 5 on the list, we're in top 5 now, is One Last Job by Anise Starr. So these are not my tabs. These are Amber's tabs. Amber was like, Lauren, you need to read this book. You need to read this book. You need to read this book. And I was like, oh my gosh, Amber, let's see if I can fit it into all the reading I'm already doing. And I fit it in. And y'all, I just was obsessed with this novel. I think I finished it when I had COVID for the second time around this year, unfortunately, back in literally the first week of class. Can y'all tell me how that happened? But anyway, I really enjoyed this novel. It is just pure love story, pure cuteness, pure just banter. We love that. I just really love it. Again, Black female main character, Black female author. We support. I just really enjoyed this novel. Interracial, really cute. And the fact that it's higher than Swordcatcher is really crazy to me, but I think it's genuinely because I enjoyed the novel that much, and I was like, anything less than number 5 is just not going to work for me. So, it's in the top 5 categories, so I really, really, really enjoyed it. I will say this is probably one of my favorite romance novels I've read in the 2020s, so really excited. I'm going to try to read the other 2 novels because this is the second in the series. But it was just really cute. I loved it. All right, so number 4 on the list is, can y'all guess? Can you guess? I don't know. Can you guess? Okay, I'm sorry. The Sun and the Star by Rick Riordan and Mark Oshiro. Y'all, our first just pure Solangelo novel. Come on. So you see, I have tabs. These are my actual tabs. Amber didn't read this one. Y'all, oh my God. Again, this is another novel that just kept coming back to me. Like, scenes that kept coming back to me. And the cute thing at the end, like his little, what were they called? They were like demon puffs. Not demon puffs, but they were close to demon puffs. I don't know. It was just really cute, like Cocoa Puffs. They were just like Cocoa Puffs, and I just thought that was like the cutest addition. But can I tell y'all? I'm kidding. It wasn't crippling depression, but it was depressing. I was depressed a lot. But what was great about this novel is not the plot. I'm kidding. The plot was amazing. The characters are amazing. These two, ugh. I think if anything breaks them apart, I'm gonna be ticked. I think this book solidifies Solangelo for life, I think it did. What I also really loved about this novel was the fact that Nico and Hades had such a great conversation, and they kind of had a lot of reconciliation, and I think that was just the theme in Percy Jackson verse this year. And I really loved that part of it, and I think it's the fact that these two got tested. But I think it's kind of like the same thing. It's Tartarus, whenever the kids get thrown into Tartarus, it just brings them stronger, and it's like, we are never letting go of each other ever. And so I think we got that. It's the same thing with Percy. I think that's like the biggest thing. So the biggest thing that I didn't want to say, though, not the biggest thing, but it's like one of the cutest things. There was an actual Percabeth moment in this book. No, not like the fact that Percy and Annabeth were actually in the book. Yes, they were actually in the book. But what was hilarious was on one of these pages, there was like specifically written Percabeth. And that had me weak because I think it was in Nico's perspective. And it was just so funny because I was like, not them actively saying the ship name in the novel. That was just hilarious to me. I loved it. But this novel, y'all, if you have not read The Sun and the Star yet, what are you doing with your life? Please read it now. Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. But anyway, let's keep going. All right, so number 3 on the list. The funny thing about this novel, I thought it came out last year, but no. Sis was actually making 2 novels in 1 year, and they're long-tail novels. I was so shocked. But number 3, if you can guess, I wonder if you can guess number 3. I mean, Fourth Wing. Oh my gosh, y'all. The funny thing about this story, I'm going to tell the story real quick. What was funny about this story is I had not heard about it. Like, somehow I wasn't on that side of Book Talk. I wasn't on Goodreads like that. I don't know what it was. I just missed this book. Well, I think I saw it in passing, but I swore I thought it was an older novel. Like, I thought it was just old. But once someone mentioned it, I didn't know what it was. I saw the cover, and like, once I looked at it, I was like, oh, that book. But anyway, what I loved about it, let me close my blind. All right, that's so much better. Anyway, so the thing about this novel, how I got into it was because of one of my jobs on campus. So what's funny is I'm like a captain. I'm a new student transition captain. And in part of our training, we were learning something that had to connect to Fourth Wing. And my boss was like, y'all, have any of you read this book, Fourth Wing? And then my friend, one of my friends was like, oh my gosh, I love that novel. And one of my coworkers, she was like, oh my gosh, I love that novel. And then my other friend and I were like, oh wait, she was mentioning this the other day. Like, what? Maybe we need to read it. And so then my other friend started reading it, and they were like, Lauren, you need to read this novel. I was like, what? They were like, you need to read this novel. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So I went on Amazon, got the Kindle version because I just wanted to start reading because everyone kept talking about it. I want to get into it. And I was literally working, so I was not going to be able to go to the bookstore or get a paperback copy. I wanted to start reading like as soon as I could. And so got the Kindle version, and I read it within like a week. The only reason I probably didn't read it faster was because I was working like all day. And so it was so funny. I got to finish it while I was, in the midst of COVID, great times, anything. One Last Job I read before COVID, actually. Now that I think about it, I think I read One Last Job before I got into Fourth Wing. That's what happened. But anyway, I read it, and y'all, the funny thing is, if I would have finished Iron Flame at the point that I would have, by the time I was filming this video, I think Iron Flame actually is better than Fourth Wing. But because I really love Fourth Wing, I had to put it on this list. And I don't think it deserves to be less than top 3. I really don't. I think it's really good. I've heard mixed reviews, but personally, I really enjoyed this novel. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was really good. It was scandalous. It was crazy. Plot twist after plot twist. I was not expecting the end. I won't spoil it for you, but if you haven't read Fourth Wing yet, check it out. It's actually really good. I'm loving Iron Flame. I got it for Christmas, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, Fourth Wing. But let's get into our top 2. All right, top 2. Here we are. I wonder if y'all can guess these 2. Both of them, I did video reviews for. Both of them were novels I was waiting for a while, for a very long while. I think both of them, one of them, we didn't even realize we were going to get until last year, I believe. But I just got to say, both of these novels are phenomenal. And it's really hard for me to have to put one over the other. But I had to do it, y'all. I really had to do it. But it's a very close race. All right? So let's get a nice drum roll in there. Nice drum roll. Come on. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Drum roll, please, for number 2. Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. Now, it hurts me that this is number 2. Because y'all know how excited I was for this novel. How much prep we did here on the channel. I was ready. The fact that this, love Fourth Wing, but the fact that this lost to Fourth Wing on the Goodreads awards this year, I'm kind of ticked about. Kind of ticked. But I guess everyone wanted something new. I don't know. But this had a hold on me, as y'all know. The whole series, I literally reread the entire series, or like Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron, and then Chain of Thorns to prepare for Chain of Thorns. And the amount of crying, the amount of laughter, the amount of just happy moments, but depression as well. All of the feelings were in this novel. And I will card my lovely review of this. I literally rewatched the review just actually a few days ago because I was so obsessed with this novel. And I'm currently rereading all of Shadowhunters right now. I'm in the midst of the Mortal Instruments, Infernal Devices vibe. So just finished City of Fallen Angels, so I'm going to Clockwork Prince. I'm doing it in order of how they were written and published. But I'm going to have to reread this one eventually. And it's going to be pain. Child. But look at all those little tabs. I didn't actually tab that much. I tapped closer to... Oh. Closer in the middle. Yeah. The middle got the most tabs. But anyway. Y'all. What can I say? What can I say? I'm doing it wrong. I'm so sorry, Pookie. But anyway. Yes. Now. There's only one thing that could be number one. Any guesses? Get right up close there for you. There you go. Number one. Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the Chalice of the Gods. The reason this is number one, not necessarily because it's the best book, but it was the book that we never thought we were going to get. We never thought. The Percy Jackson fans, I've been a fan since 2015. I never believed nor thought we would ever get another novel in our beloved series. We never thought we would in the original OG series. And the fact that we got this series when the show was coming out, when we got a Colangelo novel. Like, 2023 was for the demigods, alright? It was for the demigods. I had no complaints about this book. It just made me happy. It just made me excited. It just made me laugh. It just made me cry. Just simply because I was like, my kids. And it was so on time for where I am in my life that it was just, oh my gosh. Like, I keep thinking, I think I talked a lot about this in my review. That was way too long, but if you haven't watched a review, I will link it here because I want you to check it out. But the fact that we got this novel, and it was so much Percybeth, y'all. You know Percybeth, they are my main too. I seriously think Percybeth are my top couple, literary couple of all time. Because yes. But this novel had your girl in the feels. Obviously, you see the tabs. It had me laughing. It had me crying. I just couldn't. It had to be number one for me. It had to be number one for me. The only reason, and again, the race between Chalice of the Gods and Chain of Thorns is mainly because, like, it is just such it's a really close call, right? But I think the fact that we got this story continued and it was well done when we didn't expect it. I think it's everything kind of connecting to why it's number one. Aside from the book being phenomenal, it's just also where I am in my life, you know, at this point, about to make this transition. Like, Percy's about to make this transition from, you know, leaving Camp Half-Blood, kind of going to college, all this. I'm about to graduate from college, go out into the world, do things, you know. I feel a similar connection with Percy. And because of that, of course my man got number one. Come on! It's Percy freaking Jackson! Are we kidding? Isn't it even a test? But anyway, you may have different choices. Put them down in the comments. But those are my top 8 favorite novels of 2023. Alright, y'all, I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. Again, please comment down below to say your top picks for 2023. I was so excited to read so many current novels this year. I don't know why I usually don't. I'm usually playing catch up. Not necessarily rereading, but I'm playing catch up on novels that I haven't read. Next year is probably going to be a lot of catch up because I'm going to be being an English teacher. Yay! So a lot of novels that I probably should have read, I'm not going to tell them because I don't want to embarrass myself on the channel. I really don't. I'll tell you later. You'll probably figure it out once I do my, like, wrap-up video for next year. But, anyway, I'm so excited, to have read all of these lovely novels, and they made me happy. But anyway, let's finish this video up. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Don't give a thumbs down. That's just rude. Also, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I shall see you in the next one, which will be very soon because I'm going to be doing a end of year wrap up video. So stay tuned. I'll probably be wearing the same shirt. I'm probably going to do it right now. But anyway, see y'all later. Bye.